Ever walked into a room full of people, laughter in the background, small talk flying from every corner, and all you could think was, I need to get out of here. Not because you hate people, not because you're shy, but because something deep inside you whispers, this isn't for me. You try to fake a smile. You nod, you laugh, you play along, but it drains you faster than you'd like to admit. And when you finally get home, silence isn't empty. It feels like coming back to yourself. Let's talk about why that feeling isn't wrong. And why, through the lens of Stoic wisdom, choosing solitude might just be one of the most powerful things you do. Reason 1, you're an introvert, not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not weird. You're just wired differently. You see, some people walk into a party and come alive. You walk in and start counting the minutes until you can leave. It's not because you don't care. It's because you care deeply. So deeply, in fact, that surface-level conversations feel empty. Small talk about the weather, celebrity gossip, or someone's weekend plans. You try to engage, but your mind drifts. Not out of boredom, but out of longing. Longing for something real. As an introvert, you don't crave crowds. You crave connection. Not more people, but the right people. Not more words, but truthful ones. And here's the thing the world rarely tells you. Your need for solitude, that's not a weakness. That's how your mind breathes. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. You already know that. You've felt it in the peace of a quiet morning, in the stillness of reading a book alone, or just sitting with your thoughts without pressure to perform. But society doesn't celebrate that. It pushes the loud, the bold, the ever-social. And when you don't fit that mold, people start to wonder, are you okay? Why are you so quiet? You should get out more. They mean well, but they don't understand that for you. Stillness is not loneliness. It's clarity. Every interaction costs you energy. And if it doesn't offer meaning in return, it leaves you drained, disconnected, even resentful. So you choose fewer interactions, not because you dislike people, but because you value yourself. And that is Stoic. It's the art of knowing your nature and living in alignment with it, not an apology for it. So next time someone calls you too quiet, just smile. They don't know how loud peace can be. Reason 2, trust doesn't come easy anymore. Trust, such a simple word. Until it breaks. Maybe you've trusted the wrong person once, or twice, maybe more times than you care to admit. A friend who betrayed your confidence. A partner who used your vulnerability as ammunition. A family member who said they'd always be there until they weren't. You learn the hard way that some people only come close to get leverage. Not to love you, not to know you, just to use what they find. So now, when someone new wants in, you pause, not because you're cold, but because you've been burned, and fire teaches you to respect the flame. You don't open up easily anymore, not because you don't want connection, but because you now know the cost of opening the wrong door. And that makes every interaction feel like a gamble. Can I trust this person? Will they twist my words? Will they leave when I need them most? Even when someone seems kind, part of you scans for red flags. A look, a tone, a small shift in energy, and suddenly your guard is back up. That's not paranoia. That's experience. But here's what Stoicism reminds us. Be wary but not bitter. Cautious but not closed. You see, the Stoic doesn't fear betrayal. They simply accept it as part of life's risk. They know that trust, like love, must be earned, not assumed. So no, you're not broken for keeping your distance. You're wise for protecting your peace. Let people prove themselves. Let time reveal what words cannot. And in the meantime, don't rush to tear down your walls. Build a window. Let the right light in slowly, deliberately, with discernment. Because the ones who are truly worth your trust won't demand it. They'll earn it, moment by moment, word by word. And when that happens, you'll know. Reason 3, you're surrounded by the wrong people. Sometimes, it's not people that exhaust you. It's the wrong people. Have you ever left a gathering feeling worse than when you arrived? You didn't argue. No one yelled. But something about it drained you. The endless small talk. The fake smiles. The passive-aggressive comments dressed up as jokes. You sit there thinking, why do I feel so out of place with people who are supposed to be my friends? Here's the truth. Not all company is good company. Some people talk at you, not with you. They dominate the conversation, barely letting you breathe, let alone speak. Others constantly complain about their job, their partner, their life, and when you try to shift the conversation to something lighter, they pull you back into the storm. Then there are the subtle ones, the ones who smile while quietly undermining you, who phrase criticism as just being honest, who leave you second-guessing yourself every time. Over time, this isn't just annoying, it's toxic, and it teaches your nervous system that socializing equals stress. So what do? You pull back. You say, maybe next time more often. You turn down invites, not because you hate people, but because you've learned to love your peace. And that, my friend, is wisdom, Stoic wisdom. Epictetus said, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you. You're not meant to fit into every room. You're meant to protect your energy and share it only with those who respect its value. This doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means being intentional, choosing depth over obligation, real connection over performance. And yes, it may leave you with fewer people around, but those who remain, they'll see you, they'll hear you, and more importantly, they won't drain you. So next time you feel guilty for turning down an invite, remember, you're not avoiding people. You're choosing peace. And in a noisy, demanding world, that's not weakness. That's power. Reason 4, low self-esteem. Sometimes the hardest part about being around people isn't them, it's you. Not because you're a bad person. Not because you don't want connection. But because there's a voice inside your head that just won't quit. You're not interesting enough. They're just being polite. Why would anyone really want to talk to you? It's quiet, but constant. A background hum of self-doubt that follows you into every room. You show up, smile, and try your best to be on. But deep down, you're analyzing everything. Did I talk too much? Did I say something dumb? Did they notice I was nervous? And after it's all over, you replay the entire interaction in your head like a movie. Except every scene is a critique. It's exhausting. Not because socializing is hard, but because feeling like you're not enough is even harder. Here's the part most people won't tell you. Low self-esteem doesn't always look like insecurity. Sometimes it looks like being quiet, being overly polite, being the one who always agrees just to avoid standing out. But Stoicism teaches something different. It says, you are enough, not because others say so, but because you exist. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you'll find strength. The world has trained you to seek validation. From likes, compliments, approval. But the Stoic seeks something deeper. Self-respect. Not in a loud, arrogant way, but in the quiet knowing that your worth isn't tied to how others see you. So the next time you feel out of place, pause, breathe. Remember, you don't have to impress anyone. You don't have to perform. You're allowed to be awkward. You're allowed to be silent. You're allowed to be you, because the real people, the ones who matter, they're not looking for perfection. They're looking for presence. And when you show up as your true self, no matter how quiet or unsure, that is enough. Reason 5, social anxiety. You want to connect. You really do. But sometimes your mind doesn't let you. You get the invite. You say yes, maybe even feel excited for a moment. But then the thoughts begin. What if I say the wrong thing? What if no one talks to me? What if I just stand there, awkward and invisible? And suddenly your heart races. Your hands get clammy. And the event that hasn't even happened yet already feels overwhelming. That's social anxiety, not just nervousness, not just being shy. It's a loop of fear that plays on repeat before, during, and after every interaction. You walk into a room, and it's like stepping onto a stage. Every movement, every word feels magnified. You overthink your smile, your tone, even how you're holding your drink. And when it's over, you don't feel relief. You feel exhausted. And then comes the post-event spiral. Did I talk too much? Did they think I was weird? Why did I laugh like that? But here's what Stoic philosophy reminds us. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts come and go. Only your response to them matters. Epictetus said, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgment about things." Social anxiety isn't a flaw. It's a response, sometimes learned, sometimes inherited, but never your fault. And you're not alone. More people than you realize are sitting in the same room, fighting the same thoughts, wearing the same mask. So what can you do? Start small. Practice breathing through the moment. Focus on listening, not impressing. And most of all, be kind to yourself. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room. You don't have to be the center of attention. You just have to show up as you are, because confidence doesn't come from pretending. It comes from accepting. And the more you show yourself grace, the quieter that anxious voice becomes. One step at a time, one breath at a time. You're doing better than you think. So if being around people feels draining, if you often choose silence over small talk, or if you find yourself longing for real connection in a world full of noise, you're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're just aware of your energy and wise enough to protect it. Whether it's your introversion, your past, the people you've outgrown, your inner critic, or the anxiety that whispers in crowded rooms, it all tells a story. Your story. And in the eyes of Stoic philosophy, that story isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to honor, because solitude, when chosen with intention, isn't loneliness. It's strength. It's peace. It's clarity. So the next time someone asks, "Why don't you go out more?" just smile. They don't need to understand. You do. If this video spoke to something inside you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of this message resonated with you the most? And if you want more content like this, philosophy that feels human, ideas that bring peace, and stories that make you feel seen, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because we're building something here. A space for quiet minds. A space for people like you. Thanks for watching. And until next time, stay steady, stay grounded, and stay true to who you are.